Meanwhile, over on this side of the pond, over in South America, that's right, we have the start of another international tournament, and it is the Copa America. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we're taking a look at the Copa America 2021 over in Brazil. That's right, and we'll get to it in just one second. If you're new to the channel, where the heck you been, boys? Smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Copa America related. World football we're going to know here. I know I'm Roski, that's right, boys and girls. Of course, the tournament has been surrounded in controversy since, of course, way back when, since last year when it was supposed to go ahead, and of course, been postponed because due to COVID, of course, but not just that, plus much more. We'll talk about that in a minute, of course. A big shout out to the VIPs. They are the Patreons. Thank you for your continued support working behind the scenes. But today we're going to talk about Copa America 2021 over in Brazil. That's right, of course. Yes, it was supposed to be scheduled or taking part in Argentina and Colombia as a dual hosts. But it was supposed to take place It was supposed to take place over in Argentina and Colombia as dual hosts. Of course, Colombia did drop out of as hosting the events due to COVID, the restraints and the drama still going on over there. And then Argentina had subsequently also poured out to put the tournament in utter doubt. Up steps Brazil, and of course to step in, take over the reins, and they are now the hosts, which of course may have changed my mentality for this predictions and of course the tournament itself. So anyway, without further ado, let's get cracking and take a look at match day number 1 over in Copa America. So here we bloody go into the old vortex now. So before we get in the deep end, let's have a little look at the rules and of course a bit of an overview of the tournament itself. Of course, now taking place in Brazil from the 30th of June all the way through to the 10th of July. That's right, there'll be 10 nations divided into 2 groups, north and south, of course, and 8 nations from that 10 will go through to the knockout. So it's you got a bit of you don't really need to get going until the knockout stages, and that will make of course the quarterfinals. Then we've got top 4 from each group from the north and the south. So these are your 10 nations. We've got Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, of course, Colombia, Ecuador, Paraguay, Peru, Uruguay, and of course Venezuela. There were supposed to be 2 guest nations, Qatar and Australia. I think they of course pulled out. I think Qatar have gone to the Gold Cup. Australia, who knows what they're doing, but of course their resumes couldn't allow it, and they just changed it up, keep the COVID kind of a little bit tight. And of course these are the groups, north and south. Group A, we have Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Venezuela. Now early doors, I did make my early door predictions, and of course I did have a bit of fancying behind Colombia. Now since that, we've lost James Rodriguez, we've lost the host abilities for Colombia, so my thoughts may have changed in that regard, and of course strengthens Brazil's regard. As for Group B, Argentina of course also pulled from the hosts, but they'll still fancy the chances to go deep. And also Chile, I've got a bit of a soft spot for them, and I will usually be wearing my Chile shirt, but I threw this German one on just bloody because. But anyway, let's get cracking and have a little look at the first round of matches, of course. In fact, before that, a bit of an announcement. That's right, we do have a prediction league here, boys and girls, right here, right now. So make sure you check this badger out. If you want to get into the prediction league, there will be a T-shirt at the end of it to be the victor. I'm still trying to work on the T-shirts for the past season, but this is a brand new tournament. In order to participate, feel free to stick your predictions in down below, but they will not get entered. You need to go over this website right here. You can do it by the QR code, or just type it in the description right there, the old link, cut the /Copa 21A1. Of course, we'll have in each and every one of the match days, we'll have one of these separate, so you've got to go to each and every one of them, put in your scores or put in your results, and then see who comes out on top. Well, I'm sure it's going to be very, very difficult to see who comes out on top, so make sure you do that. I'm going to be repeating this on multiple occasions. So here we go then. Let's take a look at match 1, day 1. That is going to be, of course, Brazil up against Venezuela. Now, Venezuela have yet to pick up the trophy of Copa America. Of course, Brazil, 9-time winners in the past. Finishing in runners-up as 11 times over the years, of course. These two sides, though, of course, familiar opponents, not only in Copa America, but also in World Cup qualifying. So over the years, they have played each other 11 times since 2004. 7 wins for Brazil, 1 win for Venezuela, and 3 draws. Brazil's biggest victory over Venezuela in that time has been a 4-0 win. Meanwhile, Venezuela's one and only win over Brazil was a 2-0 win as well. In total, Venezuela have scored 6 goals over Brazil since 2004. 20 goals have been scored by Brazil in the meantime, which is 1.82 goals against game ratio. Meanwhile, 0.55 goals returned for Venezuela. They're coming to this on 25% form, of course, looking back at their World Cup qualifying matches and maybe in some friendlies and all that kind of stuff. So just 1 win in 6 for them, whereas Brazil coming in there in red hot form, 100%, winning every single game out of the last 6. Of course, yeah, the most recent encounters was a World Cup qualifying back in November. It was a 1-0 win for Brazil heading into this one. Of course, it will take place over in Brazil, so they'll fancy the chances on this one. Of course, the odds are 6-1 on for Brazil. Red hot favourite. 6-1 is your draw. 16-1 is your long shots. That is Venezuela. I'm going to go with an opening day win for Brazil. Of course, I am with a 2-0 win to open up the campaign with a win, and of course get themselves in prime position in their group to, of course, get to the continent. I think you need maybe 4 points, and then you're going to get through something like that. Over you play 5 games or 4 games. You play 4 games. Of course, each and every match day, I think one team takes a break, so it's a little bit interesting. Into the other game, of course, it'll be Colombia up against Ecuador. Both of these games take place on Sunday, June the 13th. Now, Colombia are previous winners of course, the title, and they've actually been runners-up once as well. Ecuador also yet to get a hand on the trophy, and they've never even finished even in the top 3, so they'll fancy their chances to try and go deep. And they've actually been quite strong over the recent qualifying campaign, and they look very, very good and likely to make it through to Qatar next year, of course. They played each other 14 times since 2004, 8 wins for Colombia, 4 wins for Ecuador, and there's been 2 draws. Gustavo Alvaro is your manager for Ecuador. He's an Argentinian. Their biggest win, Ecuador over Colombia, was a 6-1 win. That was most recently back in the 17th of November 2020, so it's kind of fresh in the memory, of course. Meanwhile, the biggest win for Colombia over Ecuador was a 3-0 win. That was quite a while back. I'm going to have to go way back in the old offering, back to 2005 that was. In total, Colombia scored 18 goals over Ecuador since those the games in 2004. 12 goals returned by Ecuador, which is about a 0.86 goals a game ratio. 1.29 goals scored by Colombia on average when they take on Ecuador. Ecuador coming into this winning 4 out of 6 the last 6 games. Meanwhile, coming into this, Colombia winning 2 of the past 6 as well, with a 50% success rate form-wise. Bookies odds on this one, 6-5 on is your Colombia. They are your favourites. 5-2 is your draw. 7-2 is your Ecuador. That's right. But for me, I'm going to go against the grain on this one. If it was in Colombia, and if of course they had James Rodriguez, I probably would have gone with Colombia. But I'm going to go with Ecuador for a surprise opening day victory for them, and of course get themselves in prime position as well in this group. Meanwhile, joining them on the things the next day, it will be the big one. That's right, Argentina up against Chile. They just played each other in the World Cup qualifying, and it did end up all square. We'll elaborate on that in a minute. Of course, Argentina have won the title 14 times in the past, 14 times runners-up, and of course third place 5 times, of course finishing in the top 3, 33 times overall. Chile, 11 times in the top 3, winning it twice back-to-back in 2015 and 2016, but of course those golden days are long, long gone. Of course, they'll play each other on, of course, Monday the 14th of June. I think, yes, I will do a watch-along for this one. Of course, a lot going on this one, because Chile got Brereton knocking about. Argentina, of course, one of my tips for the title. They played each other 16 times since 1930. Wow. I think that's a bit... I don't know how true that is. I think that might be a little bit false. But anyway, 8 wins for Argentina, 3 wins for Chile, and 5 draws. I'm sure they played each other much, much more than 16 times since 1930. I think it's a bit of a lie. But anyway, the biggest win, according to my knowledge here, a 4-1 win for Argentina. Same scoreline, biggest win for Chile over Argentina in the last 3 victories for them. 18 goals in total scored by Chile over the years, 24 goals scored by Argentina over Chile in the years, which is a 1.5 goals a game ratio. Meanwhile, 1.13 goals a game ratio for Chile heading into this. What are we looking at this here? Of course, yes, they're heading into 75% form for Argentina, 58% form for Chile. Of course, back-to-back draws for them. Just 1 defeat in the past 6. Meanwhile, Argentina are yet to taste defeat in the last 6 games. Bookies odds taking place on Monday the 14th of June. 5-3 on is your Argentina, 3-1 is your draw, 9-2 is your Chile. Long shots. But for me, I'm going to go pretty much as you were, really. Just the other day, 1-1 draw, and of course, I think Chile will be happy with that. And again, they can afford to lose a game here, there, and everywhere. Top 4 out of the 5 go through, so I do anticipate even an opening day defeat is not going to ruin your chances to get through. It will get spicy probably around about match day 3, where teams will need to get that win. So of course we'll leave it like that. And of course the final game of this match day will be Paraguay up against Bolivia. I think this is in the same group as Argentina and Chile. They'll take place on, of course, Monday the 14th of June. Of course, Paraguay have won it twice as well. Been runners up 6 times, 7 times third place. They've not been in that consideration competition for a long, long time. Same for Peru. They've won it once. Silver medalist once as well. So they'll also fancy a chance to try and get themselves back into it. I did watch the Bolivia-Chile game the other day. Bolivia were backs against the wall, but they did manage to get something out of it. And of course, if they played with that same mentality, I'm sure they could be in the top 4 within the respective group. Anyway, of course, heading into this, taking place Monday the 14th of June, the recent encounters between two sides has seen 12 matches since 2004, 5 wins for Paraguay, 4 wins for Bolivia, and 3 draws. It's quite even. 4-0 win was the biggest win for Paraguay over the years, 3-1 win for Bolivia, scoring a total of 14 goals over those 12 matches since 2004. 19 goals were scored by Paraguay on the other end. Of course, 1.58 goals a game ratio for Paraguay, 1.17 as well. Heading into this, Paraguay just 1 win at the past 6 games, so just 1 defeat as well. Meanwhile, Bolivia coming to just 1 win and 6 as well, but of course quite a lot of defeats, 33% form heading into this. During the last 6 meetings, Paraguay playing at home, Paraguay have won 4 times. There have been 2 draws, while Bolivia have won 0 out of the last 6. Of course, bookies odds on this one, 7-4 on for your Paraguay, 40-5 is your draw, 11-2 is your away win. That is, of course, Bolivia. For me on this one, what have I gone with on this? I've gone with a 2-1 win for Paraguay to open up their campaign with a win. Did I give you the odds? 11-2 for Bolivia, 47-4 on. Yes, I did. 2-1 win for Paraguay on this one to take the edge. And of course, it looks like they'll go top of their group after matchday number 1. But that's it, my boys. That is what I've got for you right here, right now. Make sure you get your picks in for matchday number 1 for the Copa America right down in the old, right here, folks, right here. Make sure you go over to this website. Of course, you can use the QR code if you so choose. That's the only way to get into it. And of course, the winner will get a t-shirt at the end of the tournament as well. So that's it, my friends. That is it. Be sure to give the video some love and smash the old thumbs up, smash the old subscribe. Check out the links down below: Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon as well if you want to support the channel another way from as little or as much as you want. Of course, we've got match previews, match reviews, watch alongs for Copa America. So make sure you come by for that during the next month or so. Until then, though, see you soon. Make sure you give the video some love in. I'll see you soon for the next one. I'm so excited. Hopefully you are too, and hopefully we get a bit of Ben Brereton action in Copa America. Until then, I am out.